Hello, and welcome to our presentation of Rome. This presentation is made by Ben, Alfonso, and Jackson. You can see now that we're hovering over Rome. You can see how the Tiber River runs straight through. Our first location is the Pantheon. This is a view from the air. Here's some info about it. The Pantheon is a massive dome with a hole in the ceiling and roof that lets light in. The Pantheon is also a former Roman temple. Now we're moving on to the Temple of Jupiter. The Temple of Jupiter no longer stands, but it used to look like this. Here are some facts. The Temple of Jupiter was one of the main temples of the Roman state cult and was also the center of the state cult and built on the Capitoline Hill. Our next location are the Baths of Caracalla. The ruins are still standing really well today. Here's some info. Baths of Caracalla were the second largest public baths in Rome and were built between 212 and 217 AD. Here's a more detailed look on the inside and how the running water was there. We're now moving on to the Basilica of Maxentius. This is the Basilica of Maxentius. It still stands very well. The Basilica of Maxentius was one of the last great civic buildings before Constantine moved the capital of Rome. The Basilica of Maxentius was used for courts and was also used by Christians who would worship inside. Here's a more detailed look. Our next location is the Temple of Venus. It still stands very well. This is a more detailed look inside, and here's some facts. The Temple of Venus is the biggest temple of the state region and is two temples back to back. Our next location is the Arch of Septimus Severus. The Arch of Septimus Severus still stands in modern day Rome. Here's some information. The Arch of Septimus Severus was built in 203 AD. There's an inscription on the arch that honors Septimus Severus and his sons. Our last location is the Septizodium. Here it is right now. The Septizodium's name came from 7 planetary deities, and it was built in 203 AD.
Hello, this is Jackson, and my first Roman structure is the Colosseum. This is the Colosseum from above, and as you can see in the picture, the floor is in ruins. The Romans called the Colosseum the Flavian Amphitheater. It was a large oval-shaped arena where people would gather to watch. My second structure is all the way over in the UK, and that was the Hadrian's Wall. The Hadrian's Wall stretched about 73 miles from Wallsend to Solway Firth, and it took about 3 legions and 6 years to complete this wall. Now we're heading back into Rome to see the Imperial Palace. The Imperial Palace is next to Circus Maximus, and the Emperor is contemplating chariot races from here. The main booth for Emperor is next to the Circus Maximus. Next is the Bath of Trajan. This is the Bath of Trajan. As you can see, most of the walls are destroyed and there's only a little bit left. This is a bathing area gave standards of every other bathing area, and the bath is surrounded by a wall. Inside there are multiple sections of buildings for bathing. Next is the Aqua Claudia. The Aqua Claudia brought in water from mountains about 20 to 30 miles away. The Romans measured the Aqua Claudia very accurately so that the water would run very gently but not stop running. The last one is the Circus Maximus. The Circus Maximus is right next to the Imperial Palace, and there were horse races and chariot races from here. There was also animal hunts, parades, and religious processions that were held here.
Hello, this is Alfonso. Now we're going to go to the Meta-Sudans. As you can see, it is no longer there. The fountain was built with a rock and concrete with a marble face. The Meta-Sudans was built between 89 AD and 96 AD under the Flavian emperors. Now we're going to go to the Forum. The Forum was used for public events such as parades and speeches. There are also monuments commemorating great men. Buildings around are also public. The types of buildings around are courthouses and temples. Now we're going to go to the Campus Martius, which is no longer there. It has been replaced. Citizen armies would meet and train there. Mars is the god of war. The campus was named after him. Now we're going to go to our next location, the Ark of Constantine, which is right next to the Meta-Sudans. The Ark was built when Constantine defeated Maxentius during a Roman civil war. It was built in 315 AD. Now we're going to go to the Trajan's Market. The architect was Apollodorus ad Damascus. The lower level of Trajan's Market was used for selling food and goods. Higher levels were storage and warehouses. Now we're going to go to our final location, the Trajan's Column. The column was built about 126 feet high. The column survived the fall of Rome. This presentation was made by Jackson, Ben, and Alfonso.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed.